We're going to pick up where we left off in the last episode of Romance of the Three Kingdoms 4 Wall of Fire. Let's go ahead and just load it up and see what we got going on. Yep, I want to load this data. And if you remember, we went through the interface and we did some initial setup of our kingdom. And then we had Cao Cao move south into Wan and kind of blow up my idea of what I wanted to do, which was to move south and take over these cities here, because this guy's got a wealth of officers and gold and everything like that. And we want to take over this territory before Sun Quan does, because he gets pretty aggressive and much more difficult of a fight versus Liu Biao. But now that we have Cao Cao here, man, that may make things a little bit different, but we'll see what happens. We will see. And I think I left myself with nothing else to do. That's correct. So let's just complete our turn. Let's see what happens. So we're done training, but we're going to train again with all of our best guys. I'm skipping a couple guys that have that ability to search. But you know what? I think I may take Jiang Long. Yep. And I'll let the other guys do some of that other stuff. So we're going to train for 3 months. That should get us up to 100. And let me check. We want to spy. Let's spy. Let's send Chao Lei. Let's let him spy this northern Jing territory for the next 5 months for us. Let's see what he's got going on here. Yeah, if we can get him to leave one officer in that city, we're going to try to take that city over by a little bit of trickeration. So my plan, like I said, was to move south. We're still going to try to do that, to move south and then kind of fend Sun Quan off and then move west, which would be just like that strategist Zhuge Liang said in his Longchan plan, which was to conquer Jing territories, move west, conquer Sichuan, and then make a move north for Cao Cao, while allying with Sun Quan to the east. So we're going to try to do that, but Cao Cao may have thrown a wrench in our game here. Let's go ahead and try to get that popular support all the way up. And like I said, I think I mentioned it's a good rule of thumb is 2 to 1. So every 200 grain you give, you're going to get 1 point of support. And I bet you if I give 600, then we're going to get up to 80. Yep, perfect. And, okay, so he doesn't have spy. Jiang Long does not have spy, which is kind of disheartening. I thought he did. What does he have? He does have spy, but he's training, that's right. So who else do I have here then? Wang Fu. He does not have spy. So we're going to just throw him up over here. We'll let him search this territory. But we're going to want to search or spy Sun Quan's area pretty shortly here. And we're going to reward some of our guys for working hard for us. And now, this is historical, so all the guys I have working for me were destined to come work for me. So they respond pretty well to just one piece of gold. Oh, no generals available, so we're done with our turn, so we're going to move on here. And Sun Quan is attacking Cao Cao again, so good. Put a little pressure on him. Yes! This guy has come to serve me. He is what I would consider a super officer. And I'll show you why here. He's got a lot that he can do. But if you look at his scores, he can be a marshal, he can be an advisor, or he can be a civil officer. So he can be any one of those, and he's got quite a few different quite a few different talents that he can do. He's one of the best in the game, that guy right there. We're actually going to assign him to be our advisor. We don't have an advisor right now, and his mind score is 96, and that's I think that's good enough to put him in the top 10. if I recall correctly. And his politics is up over 80. So let's get him. Let's rearrange this a little bit, because we always want to have our best guys working for us. So we're going to reassign what we're doing here. Now, scores of 70 and above are really good for politics, but right now we don't have a whole lot of gold, and we're not worried about building any arrows or anything right now. We don't even have enough troops to defend ourselves, let alone arrows. Or crossbows, I should say. Let's see what he's got going on up here. Okay, so he's left one guy in that city. If it were a different guy, we would try to do a little bit of trickeration. But Li Dian is pretty loyal to him. We may end up trying that anyway, just to get him off our back. Let's see what's going on here in this city. Okay, so not too many troops there. We're probably not going to be able to make a move here right in the beginning. There's not a whole lot of options left to us other than kind of just building up our forces. We're training right now. Our popular support is at 80. We're going to spy. Let's spy for 1 month in a couple different areas just to get some information on those cities and see what else is going on. In fact, we're going to send everybody we have left out to spy for 1 month just to see what we got going on. You know what? I probably should have tried to recruit that guy. Actually, we can. Okay. So we're going to try to recruit Li Dian with Jian Yang. We're going to try it. It's probably not going to work, and our advisor is telling us so, but you know what? We're going to try it because we don't want Cao Cao messing with us. Yep, he definitely didn't want to bite. That's okay. But you never know until you try. And I think that's all we can do. Yep, no generals available. We got plenty of grain. We've got a visitor in our city. Yep, let's meet with him. Okay, so he's telling me that Cao Cao has obtained the hereditary seal. And we got a counterattack by Yuan Shao. And he won. So Cao Cao is getting worked over a little bit. And he's attacking, which I thought may happen, so let's counterattack him in a field. And we're going to take... We only have 100 troops, so we're just going to take... Let me explain this a little bit here. So we can have 3 different people per unit, and obviously with a higher lead and power score, that would be better. And here's where the proficiencies come into play. So, as I showed you with Guan Yu, he was proficient with infantry, cavalry, and naval. That's what those circles are on this little, the little key over here. So we're going to take Guan Yu, Chao Yuan, and Zhu Shu here, and they're my best 3 warriors right now. Well, with the highest lead, anyway. And they've all got that infantry skill. And we are bringing our advisor with us, so we'll be able to put some pits down in battle to let them fall into it. So we're going to take plenty of gold, plenty of grain, and we're going to let Cao Cao kind of lose the battle by running over these pits. We can move to higher ground as well too. But we'll do that later, and we'll try to drop some boulders. We'll just start here in the middle. And why was he not able to dig some pits? He should have been able to do that. Well, either way, let's take a look and see what he's brought to us. Okay, so this is going to be... This will be an interesting fight here for sure. We may end up losing this. We're going to move up to higher ground. I thought I was going to be able to build some pits, dig some pits, but I guess that didn't happen. We're going to try to drop some boulders on their head as they roll in. Let's see what happens here. Plot boulder, not yet. Let's see if we can get somebody to betray the ruler. Ooh, Hu Ban. Let's see. Hu Ban actually would work for Liu Bei. Let's see what happens. He was too loyal to convince. Okay. Now, these are kind of random. I wonder what's going to happen here. This boulder may end up going down this way. And this one will... I don't know. Let's just see what happens. We just missed him. Okay. But we'll be able to drop another boulder here right now. Oh, what in the world is that happening? Why did that happen? Oh, that's kind of frustrating. Let's see if we can provoke. There you go. Attack your enemy. Sweet. Let's see if we can... Yeah. Nope, that didn't work either. Let's see if we can get them confused. Cool, so they are confused. That's awesome. Let's see if we can set them on fire. Nope, can't set them on fire right now. Let's try it again. Nope. We're just going to keep trying to set them on fire. Actually, let's see if we can get a boulder to drop on. Yep, perfect. Eat that. Yeah, SOB. Let's try to set them on fire again. We're going to keep trying to set them on fire. It's not working. But he's confused, so he can't do anything. Let's try one more time, and then we'll go ahead and just attack while he's confused. He's been confused for quite some time. Okay, everyone's calmed down. That's a good sign. But you know what? Let's try to confuse him again. Good. Let's try to burn him up again. Hopefully this works. Fire usually works. I don't understand what's happening here. Let's go ahead and let's see if we can duel. Nope, we can't duel. I wonder why. Let's provoke. Nope, didn't work that time. Try to set him on fire again. That's pretty astounding that fire has not worked yet. Maybe because we're up on a hill. Let's try provoking them again. Okay, so the battle is paused for now. It's going to continue next month. So, as I feared, Cao Cao has attacked us. But you know what? Ma Teng is going to get some revenge on him pretty soon. And the battle is going to continue. And they're about to lose all their grain. Let's see. Yep, so they only have 269 grain left, so they're going to end up losing their grain, and then they're going to end up, their spirit is going to end up dropping. Try to provoke them again. Well, let's just try to get this over and done with while he's confused. Let's try to boulder right on Zhen Yu's head. Awesome. See if we can... Oh, we can't drop another one. He may end up fleeing the battlefield here. Ooh, we captured some people. Great. So he tried to attack me. We fended him off, and we recruited some of his guys, or captured them anyway. Let's try to recruit this guy. He wants me to let him free, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to let any of them free. And Xiao Ho done. Now he's one of Cao Cao's most trusted generals, and it's actually, I think, his cousin. And he's a very proficient warrior, so we're going to try to recruit him. I figured he probably wouldn't. Li Dian, another one of Cao Cao's most trusted. Okay, so we got one of those 4 that we captured. So now we're going to have to draft all over again. He's got a few people here. We may end up counterattacking. We may end up counterattacking Cao Cao next month. I think that's what we're going to do. Get him off of our back. So we're going to draft a little bit more, and we're going to let the remaining guys we have here, we're going to let them train. In fact, I'm going to let all my best guys train, because we need to get that training up as soon as possible. Let's see, what month is it? It's June. Let's just let them train for 1 month. That way we can reassess what we got going on here at the harvest. Let them train for 1 month. Let's go ahead and reward the guys. And Jia Kui, who we just recruited, his loyalty is pretty high to me, which I'm kind of surprised by, because he's typically one of Cao Cao's guys. But I'll take him. He's got a good political score. We may end up sending a few people out to search. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And we'll also send somebody out to spy here in a sec too. Let's let Jan Yang search this area. And we're also going to spy. Let's get a sense of what else Cao Cao's got going on. But we may end up just pushing him out of Wan and then kind of staying away. So Yuan Shao has passed away. His oldest son Yuan Tan is now the ruler. A good harvest somewhere. And Ma Teng is on the move, so Ma Teng is probably going to make a run here at Cao Cao. Let's see what we got going on here. We may end up just taking the city over. Let's see what else he's got behind it. Okay. So we may make a run at Cao Cao here. We may change up what we're doing. I don't know if I want to do this or not, but we'll see. I typically like to go south, but Cao Cao's not really leaving me much of an option. Let's see. Let's go back and check our city. And a couple of these guys probably came off their duty because they went to war, which is what I thought would happen. And they've used just over that 1,000, so we're going to give them all, we're going to go back up to 500 here. And our training is almost complete, but what we're going to do is we're going to draft some more, because we're going to draft 50, and we should be able to, with the amount of guys that we have training, we should be able to get that training up pretty quickly. We'll let them train for 3 months. We're going to give some grain to the populace. We'll do it one more time. We're going to spy. We're going to let Chao Lei spy this area again. We're going to let him spy for 6 months. So he'll be back and ready to go in January. And we're going to let Yiji continue to search this area. We're going to look around and see what free officers are available, because this may dictate where we want to go. So there's no free officers in those cities. Jiang Wan, we want to get him. He's one of the best civil officers in the game. So let's hope that he comes up north. And Yin Mo, hopefully he comes up north too. What else we got going on out here? I'm looking for one guy specifically, Wang Chong, which I don't see. not to be confused with Wang Chung, who has fun at night. And yes, I have horrific puns that are quite possibly the best in the world. And I may say a little bit more of those puns as we go along. Alright, we're going to save this right here, right now. So, I was going to go south, which I probably still will go south, but I'm going to have to make concessions to deal with Cao Cao up north. Which means I may stay in Jinya for a little bit longer than I would hope. So he didn't find him, and he's done searching in the south. Let's go ahead and send him back down south. And I want to check the status of where Jiang Wan goes, because he's going to be very key to our operation. He's got a 93 in politics, and he can build, which makes him extremely valuable. And I think he's still going to be hanging around down here somewhere. We want to watch and see where he goes. Okay, so he went all the way as far west into Liu Biao's territory. But that's fine. We definitely want to get him. But we may not be able to get him right away. And we may make a run here at Cao Cao. I'm thinking we might. But let's go ahead and try to recruit those officers that we picked up from Cao Cao. We're going to start with Hu Ban, because I bet you we'll be able to get him. The other two guys I'm not too sure about, because they're arguably two of the most loyal generals to Cao Cao in his reign. I don't know that we're going to get Xiao Ho done. And even my advisor is saying it might not work. I doubt we'll get him right away. He may have to rot in prison for a little while. Yeah, I figured. We may have a better chance at getting Li Dian, which would be good too, because he's got decent scores for lead in lead in power. We might be able to get him. Let's cross our fingers. Nope, didn't get him. So I'm going to let them sit in prison for a little while. We may come and reevaluate that kind of the beginning of the year. Because we don't want to waste too many turns just trying to recruit guys that aren't going to leave the city, or they can't necessarily escape. And we've already done everything for the month, so... He's returned from searching. Let's see what we got going on here again. Okay, so he's left one person in this city. I'm going to try to recruit him again. Or recruit him for the first time. Try to get that city without having to expend any troops. Let's just go ahead and try to do this. Yep, we're going to try to charm him. Hopefully this works. That would be nice if it worked. Because Mao Jai is a pretty good officer. He's got 78 in politics. He can spy. He can recruit. Plus, we want to get Cao Cao off our back. But we're just going to use every turn we can to try to get this guy, even if it doesn't work. Because we've got everybody training. We've got some people spying. But this is pretty important. And this is one of those dirty, rotten tricks where, you know, hey, we're gonna get this city and we're gonna get everything in it without having to go to war. He might not come work for us because he's pretty loyal to Cao Cao as well. But we'll see. Hey, it's always worth it to try, right? What's the worst he's gonna say? No. And we're spending 1,000 gold to try to get him because we can get 4,000 for getting that city. Yeah, I doubt this is gonna work. But we're trying anyway, right? Yeah, our advisor has been saying their last few turns he doesn't think this is going to work. And it didn't work. It was unsuccessful. But that's okay, you know? We've got to try. We've got to try to get him off of our back. And if we can get him off of our back without having to go to war with him, and without spending any more resources in troops or gold or anything like that, that's a bonus. We're still looking for Jiang Wan here. See where he's at. Okay, so he's moved up. Good. He's moving closer to us. Okay. So I think we can successfully end this turn. Let's see what's going on in this city real quick. Nothing. That's fine. There's no officers there. And we're almost done training. So I said 3 months, so they should be done training now. And I picked up another officer out west. And I picked up a fake red hair. Let's see what we got here. We may try this again. We may try to get him again, but let's see what's going on down south. Yeah, let's, first things first, though. Let's go ahead and draft. Let's go ahead and draft another 50 soldiers, because, you know what? Either way, we're going to attack north and or south, and we need to get enough troops with which to do this. So let's go ahead and train them. We'll train them for another 3 months. Popular support dipped under 70, so let's go ahead and get that back up over 70. Let's reward our guys. And we're just going to go ahead and try to get this guy again. It's probably not going to work, but you know what? On the off chance that it does work, it's going to be beneficial to us. And I just don't like Cao Cao hanging out there. He's too aggressive. He doesn't like Liu Biao or Liu Bei. Aha! We got him. Sweet! That's what I like to see. And we're going to end up just moving him out of that city. So we don't want to be any closer to Cao Cao than we have to be. I think I may end up keeping him up there for... Ooh, his loyalty is 37. We need to get that up there. And we're actually going to move one of our more loyal officers up there to take his place. So let's move Wang Fu. No, we're not going to move the prisoners. Then we'll end up moving out into Shangyang again, and we're going to steal that gold from Shangyang come January. So we're in a little bit better position than we were before with Cao Cao on our doorstep. Actually, we got to put a different governor in there because he may rebel and he may try to take that city. So let's just make an officer with 100 loyalty the governor there. And we're going to end that turn. Some of our guys are coming back from searching. Okay, we're going to end up moving down here. Once our guys are done training, we're going to take that city. And we want to move west and pick up that guy, Guo Yoqi. He's a civil officer, so let's move somebody into that city now, because he'll come serve me at the end of next turn. Yep. Nope, we're not going to move the prisoners. And we're just actually going to move... Ooh, we've got somebody in this city. Who is the free officer in this city? Let's see. Yin Mo. Lovely. He's another civil officer. So this is actually working out in our benefit here a little bit. Let's go ahead and move Mao Jai out of that city, and let's let him take everything, because we're not going to hang around this city. Ooh, and we're getting 62 horses. That's beautiful. We can use that for our plots. Or, see, now we've got 220 troops. We've got a fair amount of gold now. And we've got quite a few. Our training level's pretty high. Let's go ahead and try to recruit those other captured officers. Let's hope Xiao Dun will want to serve us. He accepts our offer. Good. I let him rot in prison a little bit. And he's a pretty damn good officer. Whenever I play as Cao Cao, he's, you know, obviously he's up there. He's 94 in lead and 96 in power. They don't get much better than that. Oh, great. And we picked up Li Dian as well, too. So things have turned around in our favor a little bit. I was getting a little bit worried with Cao Cao on our doorstep, but let's go ahead and assign Xiao Dun as a marshal. And like I said, this guy, Zhu Shu, he is a super officer, so he can be a marshal if we wanted him to be. He can be a civil officer. He's already an advisor, so that guy's really good. And we picked up a fake weapon, or a fake item. The red hare, which is a horse, which Guan Yu has. And we're going to give that fake item to Zhao Hodun. You see, his loyalty is pretty low. And we want to get his loyalty specifically up pretty quickly. So we're going to give him this fake item. He doesn't know any better. And his loyalty just went up 15 points. So he's going to end up being key to our strategies here. Now let's see what happens when we give Li Dian 1 gold. Okay, it only went up 1 point. Let's see what happens when we give Mao Jai 1. Okay, so it went up 2 points there. We're going to get that popular support up. And I like round numbers. So we're at 80. Let's see. We don't want to do that. We should. Let's just send these guys out to search. I typically don't like sending them out to search so late in the year because, as I said, I like to do things around the beginning of the year and at the harvest. But we want some officers, and the game is already kind of mixed up how I normally like to do this scenario. But that's okay. I mean, I've been playing this game for over 20 years, and I don't recall a time ever where Cao Cao attacked me when I moved up into WAN. He usually, I don't think he's ever done that. So, learning something new today. And I should get those other 2 guys to come serve me. Let's see what happens. Yep, Civil Officer Guo Yuqi. But Yin Mo did not. Yin Mo should still be there. But we're going to go ahead and recruit him because we don't want him escaping because his politics are up in 90. And he can spy, recruit. I think he can do foreign. So we definitely want to pick him up. So great. So now we've got a couple new civil officers. And we're going to get 3,100 grain there, and or gold, and we're going to get 1,600 gold there. So and we've got quite a few troops now. Let's take a look and see what we got going on down south. We're going to be probably moving to attack him next. Jiang Wan is still free. That's good. I don't know what's going on out here. I don't think too much because he doesn't have that many officers out here. We're going to end up... Let's go ahead and spy in that area. Wu Bin. Okay, he's free out there. Good. He's another guy that I like to pick up. Let's go ahead and we're going to spy... We're going to spy the remaining territories for 1 month. Get a little bit more information. Because I always like to look around and see what's happening. We'll probably end up ending this turn here. And then moving out of those other cities. And then we're going to go to war, I think, guys. Let's see. Hold on. I may be able to... Okay, good. I'm just going to draft another 30. We got plenty of guys out there training, so we may be able to get them up over 90. Let's see what they're at right now. Yeah, they should be at or close to 100 when we're done. Okay, so locusts, some cities. We ran out of gold for some of our shops, I think that was. Everybody's back from searching and spying. We're going to move out of these cities, take that gold back. Yeah, 3,000 gold, yes. Every single day of the week. Thank you very much. We're going to move Mifeng back. Yep, 1,600 gold. Not as much because the popular support was lower in that city. We're going to assign 2 civil officers. We got Yinmo and we got Guo Yuqi. And we're actually... No, marshals? No, okay. We're going to actually let Guo Yuqi be our chief civil officer. He doesn't have as high of politics score, but that's alright. Let's see what's going on here. one officer. We may be able to recruit this guy. We're going to go to war, but we're going to try to recruit him a few times. And we got our training up to 100. So this is great. This is really good. So we're gonna remove all of our guys off of this because we're gonna go to war anyway. So we're gonna have to reevaluate what's happening on those cities anyway. So let's just go ahead and try to recruit that guy out of that city without having to go to war. And Jiang Long wants to. We're gonna let him, and we're gonna take 1,000 gold. He thinks we should be able to get him. I think so too. Okay, so it didn't work that time. But we're probably going to use everybody that can recruit to do this. And I know that seems like it's boring to watch, and it is, but, you know, if you don't have to go to war, if you can gain cities without having to possibly get your officers injured or killed or lose any more troops or spend more gold and grain that you have to, then you should do that. Yeah, let's go ahead and let him charm, because he's got the highest charm in the game. Liu Bei has the highest charm score in the game. No desire to serve me. This might not work. If I haven't gotten him already, this might not work. But that's okay. Admittedly, he's a terrible officer, that guy, Han Juan. His statistics are low in every single category, so he won't be able to put up much of a fight whatsoever. But I'd rather not fight him if I don't have to. No, he's not budging, which is kind of surprising, but then again, not surprising. Though with Cao Cao moving south so quickly to attack me, I shouldn't be surprised by anything. Yep, we'll let Michu do this. And we'll give him 1,000 gold. Nope. He tried to recruit my guy that was trying to recruit him. Let's see if Mao Jai can get him. Nope. Again, I don't think this is going to work now, because we're getting into the guys with the lower political score, but that's okay. We're going to end up attacking him. We're going to end up bringing all of our troops down there. So, that's going to... It'll be fine. But we got to be committed to this plan here. Stay committed to it, because it may take that guy with 50 politics, Hu Ban, to get him. But it would be worth it. He still thinks that we can persuade him, so who knows? Nope. Alright, so we couldn't get him. We're going to go to war. We're going to take 3 of our best guys, and we're just going to take over that city. So, Guan Yu, we'll actually take Xiao Ho Dun, and we'll take Chong Fei. They all have that infantry skill. We only need the 1 unit, but we're going to take all of our troops, because that's going to end up being our base of operation. That's the bigger city. That's the biggest city in the region. It's actually... I think that's the city we're attacking right now is the 3rd biggest city in the game in terms of population. So... well, we definitely want this city. Oh, and he's attacking down here. This guy, he's a fool. We're just going to try to mess him up right from the beginning. Yeah, he's already trying to run away from me. Don't run away from your feelings! Alright, if for whatever reason he tries to counterattack, we're going to get him. Oh, he's got reinforcements. Beautiful. So, what's going to happen here, since he's the governor of this city, we're going to charge him. We're going to capture him. These reinforcements are going to flee, and we're going to get all the grain and gold in this city. Bye-bye. Yep. Completely wiped out his army. That's exactly what we wanted to have happen. We may be able to recruit this guy. See, his scores are atrocious. But he's one of those guys that I was talking about earlier when you delegate command of a city to an officer. You take a guy like this who's not really good at anything, you build his loyalty all the way up, and you throw him in a city that you're not concerned about anymore. And now he wants to come work for me. So, go figure. And we're just going to move the rest of our stuff out. We're going to move the rest of our guys over. And we're going to leave 1,500 gold there. Because we're going to put some people on that city. And we're going to leave just 1,000 gold. We're going to take all of our crossbows. We're going to take all of our horses. This city, Jinya, is now going to become a feeder city. We're just going to feed over the gold and the grain. And we're going to put... So we're going to end up leaving Wang Fu and Cao Lei in this city. And they're just going to continue to build the city for me. We're not going to delegate control of the city to them just yet. Because we're still pretty early in this game. But those are going to end up being the only two guys in that city. See, is it January? We're actually going to put a little bit more gold because we want them to get through that entire year. So we're going to give them 1250. They should get all the way through on that. Nobody to reward. We got some people we can reward here. And his loyalty is pretty up there, and I don't know if 1 gold is going to do anything for him. No effect whatsoever. We can't do anything else. Ooh, but did you see that? See, now we've got 16,000 gold and we've got 17,000 grain. We've got 221 troops, and we're going to be in great position to take over this Jing territory. So I'm going to save it right here. And we're going to come back for the next episode. And in this next episode, what we're going to do is we're just going to try to see if we can, in really short order, take all 3 remaining cities from Liu Biao, and then kind of maybe form an alliance with Sun Quan out there so he doesn't attack us, which might not work, but we're going to see anyway. Let's just quickly see what kind of force we're up against, and then we'll quit the game and we'll come back. Okay, he's got some sizable army now, but it should be fine. We're going to quit the game for now. We'll be back in a little bit here to finish up the conquest of Jing territory, and then we'll figure out what we're doing from there. Thanks for listening, guys. This is another episode of Romance of the Three Kingdoms 4 Wall of Fire. That's my shout out to DBZ there.